Okay, I want to do a little bit of work on assignment 2 here. The main part is the writing the news report, and there's 2 different news reports that are going to happen, both of them based on the short story On the Sidewalk Bleeding. Okay, so you'll be using information from there, and then you can add new things in, some quotes, etc. So one of them is going to be based on the angle of the police officers in courts dealing with gang violence, and the other one's going to be a report based on the angle of the young people and their families and friends who are impacted by gang violence. So 2 very different reports based on the same story or the same incident that's happened. Okay, there's a template to use to create everything. We've got a checklist afterwards. Make sure after you've edited, make sure everything's right, and then you can assess yourself. So the first one to look at is there's a police angle one, so I'm going to bring that in. Let's pause here for a second. Okay, so this is the police angle. Headline, what a waste of life. The lead, first officer on the scene, Andy Garcia. On the scene of Andy Garcia's death, weighs in on his thought on gang affiliations. The press release that took place earlier today. So it's taking a little bit. Doesn't tell us a lot, but weighs in on thoughts. Maybe you should explain a little bit more what the thoughts are, but it's really well done. Okay, they give them the who, what, where, when, why, and how, giving some ideas of how they're going to write this article. They decided who their sources are going to be, and there's some good quotations they're going to use inside their writing, and then away we go. Okay, so I again in the lead probably want to talk a little bit about what his thoughts are in the lead rather than just going straight into it. Gives us a little more indication. Okay, talking about a wasted life, etc., whatever I want to talk about. And then now we've got basically what, where, when, why, and how kind of stuff. We've got what's going on, and this one's talking about the first officer, and so in italicized the quotes here of what the first officer on scene has said. The next one was another officer who's in charge of gang-related crimes, so that paragraph's all about what he's done. The next paragraph is the chief of police has got some ideas of what's going on, and then there's a nice conclusion of where we're going, so it's fantastic. So that's the police angle side. Here comes the family side. Okay, so the headline, mother devastated after her 16-year-old son Andy is killed. All right, very different direction we're going to go. Here's the lead. It's setting the scenes, getting a little more dreary Sunday afternoon, so they're really setting the sadness and what's going on, so we know where we're working. Okay, so this is a fantastic lead on what we're doing. Okay, a bit of the who, what, where, when, why, and how. Okay, giving some ideas of when we're going to write about what's going to happen, how things are happening, who they've decided to do as their quotations. So they've used the best friend, the girlfriend, and Andy's mother. Wrap-up statements. Okay, so that's a really well planned out, perfect. And then we're going to go into writing it out. Here's a perfect lead, great intro of who, what, where, when, why, and how kind of stuff. And now we're talking about Andy's mother, and there's some quotes from Andy's mother. There's some quotes from Andy's friends. Then we're going to talk that's still about his friend, and then we get into some kind of conclusion. So again, really well done, and that's what we're looking for.